get the real deal now. Gonna kick your sorry ass out on the street. Yeah, what you got? You used to think you owned the street. Well, pack your bags and your ass is dead meat.
How's it going, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Lowdown Show Remix, right here on No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast, your WWE Canadian podcast that talks about the WWE and No Holds Barred on anything we say. Pun intended. You can follow the podcast on Twitter at No Holds Barred WP. You can follow myself at Real Kyle Masters, and you can also follow my co-host at Corporate Cappy on Twitter. And if you can also follow the podcast on Instagram, that would be great. If you're into Instagram kind of thing, No Holds Barred WP is where you can find us. If you want to listen to us on the go, we are available to follow on iTunes, Stitcher, and Spreaker. Spreaker is a fantastic podcast app, which is available for all Android and Apple devices. Go download it and listen to us on the go. Or if you want to watch this on YouTube, available at youtube.com/NHBWRs, where you can find us. Hit that subscribe button and hit that bell icon for all upload updates. I am your host, the self-proclaimed greatest host, Kyle Masters, and I am joined via Skype, as always, on the Lowdown Show by my co-host. He is the boss, Mr. Corporate himself, Blissful Boss, Corporate Cappy.
Oh, yeah. Adam Cole, baby.
Yeah, as we've seen a lot of him tonight with various things on NXT. NXT was actually a solid episode tonight. I mean, nothing too exciting. It was one of those, like, I know because NXT, we all know, if you guys don't know, they do all their tapings a lot in, like, the first couple days, and they release it week by week to us on TV. It feels like that middle of the pack taping where, you know, it's good, but not a lot of exciting stuff happens. I mean, we got that sick return at the end of it. But to me, it was a great episode. Not a really good episode. It was a good episode, not a really great episode is what I'm trying to say. I thought it was all right. Besides that one match.
Well, I missed the first half of the show, but from the second half, from what I saw, I mean, fuck, I turn the TV on to that, and the first thing I hear is, "Oh no!" And I'm like, "Oh my god!" I was
and you were like, "Oh no!"
Yeah, I was ready. Oh no! Where's my change the channel button? Oh,
if you guys don't know out there, Corporate Cappy, not a fan of Cassius Ohno.
Absolutely.
Oh no, he is not. He is not.
Like Kyle is cringiness for Big Show. That's me for Cassius Ohno. Like I don't want to talk about him.
That's what it is. I mean, I'm not a fan either. Like I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I like Cassius Ohno
or Chris Hero, whatever you want to call him.
Chris Hero, you know, the guy that's
not
overweight.
Good. Not good. And he's not one of those guys that's like you expect him to be overweight because of his, like, you know, he's husky, but like he could be a skinny guy if he actually put in the work.
Yeah.
He's got the frame to be a skinny guy, but he's just fucking lazy.
Yeah.
And he has to wear these basketball freaking knockoff jerseys that he's got on there, looking like the Sacramento Queens.
Yeah. I remember when he do you remember when he came to we've seen him at a House of Hardcore event. House of Hardcore, for you guys that don't know, is a independent wrestling company that Tommy Dreamer hosts, and it's awesome. We went to see it when it came to our city, Niagara Falls. It was a great show. We actually met a couple of people who are now on the main roster, and Rhino and Mickey James. I have pictures and autographs by them on my wall from that event. Chris Hero was there, and he had a Raptors sort of attire.
Gosh, terrible.
God. But join us in the chat, Cupid Girl and Glorious Greg. And guys, if you're wondering what chat that is, it's a Spreaker chat. And if you download the app, you can chat with us right here while we are live on the air. And we'll do our best to respond to you. We'll read whatever you guys put up there. And Corporate Cappy chimes in once in a while with his corporate tweets. As he says, "Dan, WWE Network has been being corporate. My network was being an ass, and I didn't see all of NXT. Oh, no. That sucks, Cupid Girl."
I mean, I think she's a fan of Adam Cole, and he got his ass kicked. So
yeah, maybe you didn't see that. Oh, fuck my ear. Anyways, yeah. Again, like I said, good episode of NXT. Not great, but good. I really enjoyed it from start to beginning. Again, it's awesome. It's awesome how much of a difference there is from one of the main roster shows to NXT. It's incredible. The difference is uncomparable. How I can sit through an entire episode of NXT and not get bored, not want to flip the channel, not want to throw anything I can find near me at my TV when God only knows who shows up on Raw or SmackDown. As this week we got, for whatever fucking reason, the big red
you
machine.
Want to talk about it?
I really don't want to talk about it.
Can we just go over it for like 30 seconds?
All right, hang on. Let me get a clock, and we can time this. Because that's all I'm spending on it.
That's about all it needs. Like, we have the match with the steel cage with Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman, and then all the other guys, they fight to the back. Miz locks them all in a garage door or something. And then Kane comes through the ring like it's 1998 or 99 or something. Yeah. And choke slams Roman Reigns.
Like, I was confused. Were we watching were we watching something on the network right there? Was this a WWE retro episode of Raw? I couldn't tell. Oh, but then I seen Roman. I'm like, oh no, this is current. We're getting Kane.
Because Braun Strowman really needs help to beat. He needs Kane's help to beat Roman Reigns in the steel cage. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And apparently they're saying, oh, he's reviving his brother, the loss to Roman Reigns. And like I said, Kane in 2017, he's 50 years old, does not need to be on TV. Unless he's going to be Kane in like an authority role. I don't want to see him on TV.
WWE, leave the guy alone. The guy's got mayor shit to do. And then you're bugging him, man. You ask him to come back to something he probably doesn't even want to fucking do. I bet you he's on the same page as Big Show, and he's probably like he's like sighing his whole way out there, and he's fucking sitting there under the ring waiting for that spot, and he's going, "Fuck, I really don't want to be here."
Like, what? Does anyone really care about Kane returning for like a 12th time? Like,
there were the marks on Twitter. Trust me, I read a ton of people going, "Oh, this is awesome. It's Kane. This is awesome. It's Kane." Do you not listen to yourself?
And also, do they think we're dummies and think that he wasn't on SmackDown? How did he just miraculously appear on Raw again?
There to be insulting our intelligence. What else is new? Vince McMahon thinks we're all idiots. Just like on SmackDown this week, when AJ Styles said that Jinder never beat him, when our buddy Michael Chow pointed out on WWE's YouTube page, not even a year ago, Jinder Mahal beat AJ Styles. Like, do they think we're idiots? Think we can't go on their own YouTube page, WWE's YouTube page, and see that? Oh my God! And we have the network. We could probably find it on the network. Are they that oblivious? Are they that stupid? Unbelievable.
I didn't watch SmackDown, but I mean,
SmackDown felt
challenging Lesnar, awful.
That just ruined the whole show. Like, there was some more cringe shit on the show, but that snippet right there, done. I'm not watching that match. I'm telling you right now, we're watching it at my house. I'm not watching that match. I'm sorry, it's a main event, and I'm not watching it. I'm gonna have all you guys. If you guys want to leave, I'll open the door. I'll feel free to leave because I'm not watching the main event. I'm not watching Jinder Mahal and Brock Lesnar. I refuse to watch that match. I was serious about that hashtag boycott Jinder and Kane, or Jinder and Brock.
Yeah, so Raw and SmackDown again this week. So we're going to talk about something that wasn't.
That's great. And I get relieved every time I want to talk about this. NXT, the best show on the main roster right now. WWE's ending WWE, NXT is the best show. And what we got tonight, we're looking like we're going into NXT TakeOver War Games full speed. Holy shit, man, it's becoming a great pay-per-view, and it's insane how much they're building a pay-per-view that's going to become way better than one of their big four pay-per-views.
Wait a minute. Was Sin Cara on SmackDown this week?
Yeah, he was. And guess what?
You didn't tell me he was on SmackDown?
Oh, I forgot to tell you this. And,
what did he do?
Hang on. For you guys in the chat that know, brace yourselves, because Corporate Cappy might lose his shit. Sin Cara beat Baron Corbin. Yep.
Well, I mean, in order for Baron Corbin to look credible as U.S. champion, he's got to beat Sin Cara.
But he didn't. He lost to Sin Cara. Yeah. It wasn't a title match, but he lost to Sin Cara. So after that, I was like, yeah, okay, fuck SmackDown.
Well, I mean, he's got to go against him again, because, he had until he beats Sin Cara.
Sorry, by count out. I guess he beat him by count. Yeah, that's right. Because I tuned in late. I think I was flipping through the channels. What else is new? And then I flipped to Sin Cara winning. I'm like, what? Sin Cara beat Baron Corbin.
Well, I mean, Baron Corbin's got to get past him at some point to look credible. So anyway, sorry, that just kind of, I just saw that from Greg, and I had to address it.
But the best part of SmackDown was the Sammy KO thing. It's it's getting a lot of heat and a lot of momentum. And Sammy's a heel. He started out with a heel promo to open SmackDown, and it was awesome. Kevin Owens, again, like I told you before we went on air, dropped that line at the end of SmackDown. This is Sami Zayn, my best friend. And then exactly what Jericho said about Kevin Owens. Everyone thinks now, like, everyone's putting in their head, like, oh, if they're going to do it this way, that means Sami Zayn's going to turn on Kevin Owens. No. It's going to be the other way around. Kevin Owens is going to turn again. It's going to happen. But for now, this story is great, and it's probably the only thing watchable on SmackDown because they keep our boy Ty Dillinger in the dark match once again for the second fucking week in a row.
Well, I mean, it's good for Sami Zayn that he's finally in a storyline that matters. So I'm happy for him in that regard.
And it took him to go heel, and he's a good heel. I'm enjoying this. Anyways, fuck the main roster. We're talking about NXT's Lowdown Show Remix. This is not the old Lowdown Show. We are in remix mode, and we're talking about NXT. And tonight, again, like I said, it was a good episode. It was highlighted by the Undisputed Era versus Sanity match. That was the main focal point of this episode of NXT. We also need to determine the next members that were joining the Fatal 4-Way match at NXT TakeOver Houston for the vacated Women's Championship. And we also had the exclusive interview with Drew McIntyre, for his future with the NXT Championship belt, and we have sort of a glimpse into the future about what WWE or what NXT has planned for Drew McIntyre, and I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. So we'll start off NXT. I know you missed the first half of NXT. Cobra Cappy is a massive Yankees fan, for you guys want to know, and he was catching a game they're in the playoffs, so it's 100% completely understandable. So I'll go over what happened, and then basically Corporate Cappy can still react to it. I'm gonna break it down for you as easy as possible. We opened up NXT with Ember Moon, Ruby Riott, and Sonya Deville, who Corporate Cappy is very high on.
I think she should have been in the what do you call it, Mae Young Classic, to be honest. But
yeah, they opened up with a triple threat match for whoever gets the next spot in the Fatal 4-Way for the vacated NXT Women's Championship. So winner will join Kairi Sane and Peyton Royce that are already determined for the NXT TakeOver Houston match. This was a really, really good match. Lots of good spots. We had the one instant where Ruby Riott did an outside dive onto the ramp onto Sonya Deville and Ember Moon, but she sold a ankle injury really good. It looked like she actually... I'll give it props to Ruby Riott here. She sold this injury really good. Once you go back and watch it, Cap, you will see Ruby Riott did a very, very good job selling this ankle injury. And she played it really good. Eventually, Sonya Deville even hits an ankle lock on her, and literally it looks like she's about to tap. Like, they're in mid-tap where Ruby Riott's, I'm like, oh my god, Sonya Deville is actually going to be, this is interesting. Sonya Deville is going to get a title shot out of the blue here, and then the camera kind of fades back, and then all you see is Ember Moon climbing up to the turnbuckle, and Sonya's back is towards her, and Ember Moon just hits the Eclipse on Sonya Deville. But at this point, I'm like, okay, so she's going to pin Sonya, but no, she grabs her and throws her out of the ring, and then pins Ruby Riott for the 1-2-3. That was interesting.
Well, it makes Sonya Deville still look strong because she wasn't pinned.
Yeah, see, now this is why I thought they did that. They wanted to make sure that Sonya Deville is still credible in this case and still has a case in point if she wants to later bring up to William Regal that, hey, look, I never lost that match for my title opportunity. Can I face the champion after NXT TakeOver? You know what I mean? Whoever the champion is, their first opponent is going to be Sonya Deville. So I think that's maybe something they're going to do. That's just my opinion. So we'll see. I'd love to see a Sonya Deville and whoever the NXT Women's Champion is after that match. I think Sonya Deville has actually shown a lot to the people that she can hang with the women in NXT, and she has a lot of potential to be one of the top stars in NXT for the women's division. So I see a lot in Sonya Deville.
I want to see her and Shayna Baszler at some point.
I think a lot of people want to see that. That's like a big NXT TakeOver match right there, like the Royal Rumble one coming up or the one before Mania. Or the one on Mania weekend, Sonya Deville versus Shayna Baszler. That's one of those type matches. I think we're going to get that. And NXT smart, we're going to get it.
Chicks, man, because those two could actually legit kick some ass even in an octagon. So,
and that's what the best thing here about NXT. You know, you think of that dream match, and it's like 90% likely more to happen than something you would say on the main roster.
Or they don't rush it.
Or they don't rush it. They do the proper build, and I say this every time. It's shocking that they can do that, and they're in the same fucking company as the main roster. Riddle me that.
Riddle me that, Batman.
Anyways, we move on here, and we had footage from earlier in the day, I guess, from the Performance Center, as Roderick Strong was leaving after a workout and was approached by the Undisputed Era team, and there was nothing said. We couldn't hear as the commentators were talking about it, and they were kind of like commentating this like camera. It was like a security camera footage, and it shows Adam Cole giving Roderick Strong a T-shirt, putting it on his shoulder, and it's one of those Undisputed Era T-shirts. Basically, it looks like they're saying, like, you got a T-shirt. If you want to join us, here's your T-shirt. You can be on our team. And then there's some words between Adam Cole and Roderick Strong, and then he basically gives the shirt back and walks away. So it looks like they're continuing with this Roderick Strong and Adam Cole situation. I'm going to make a small prediction. I think Roderick Strong is going to join Undisputed Era as like a heel turn, like a big turn that no one's going to expect. Like they're going to build it as Roderick Strong going against Undisputed Era, and all of a sudden he's going to turn and help them with a win, or maybe even help Adam Cole win the title. I can kind of see that happening. But that's like my prediction.
But I want to see the opposite road. I want to see Roderick Strong build up like a faction to go against them eventually.
That'd be dope.
Like I think what I think is going to happen is they're just going to keep telling him to join, and he's going to pull like a Sting in the NWO thing where he's going to like put the shirt on, and then he's actually going to like pull it off and then like attack him and leave type thing.
That's sick. I see that too. Holy shit, that's a good prediction. You know what? Who would you pick if you're going to pick two people to join Roderick Strong? Who are you picking? To me, number one is got to be Johnny Gargano. 100%, he's got to join that team.
Yeah, like the underdog team.
Yeah, it's got to be Roderick Strong, Johnny Gargano, Drew McIntyre.
I get maybe that would be a cool faction.
But I mean, like Drew McIntyre's not involved there anymore. But if they're not going to include the championship, then no. So if they're not including, let's do it. If they're not including the championship, so Johnny Gargano for sure, no matter what, wearing the Johnny Wrestling T-shirt right here in the video version.
Cupid Girl said maybe Leo Rush.
Oh, that'd be sick. Yeah, okay. Because you know what, he's also kind of being billed as an underdog because he hasn't won yet in NXT, and he basically got screwed his first 2 weeks on NXT TV taping. Oh my God, no, Glorious Greg, please don't.
Yeah, I'm gonna pretend I didn't see that. Anyway.
But yeah, I can see Leo Rush, a team of Leo Rush, Gargano, and Bobby Roode. Roderick Strong. I don't know why I said Bobby Roode. I know Glorious Greg's happy, but I can kind of see that. You know why? I can see Adam Cole making fun of that and being like, "Look, you guys are like a group of nobodies. Look how short you are." Kind of like under, like putting them under and like burying them, kind of thing.
Yep.
I can see that. That'd be a dope team, though. You just think of the talent alone in that stable to go against Undisputed Era, man. That's sick.
Yeah, I don't think Undisputed Era needs to add anybody unless it's going to be a female. I think a three-man stable is good enough. Adding a woman, would be okay. But like if you just keep adding like. It'll become like the new the NWO when like they added like fucking 12 members. Like it's stupid.
Now if they did add a woman, I think I could see Tainara Conti turning on Undisputed Era because of what they did to her in that backstage fallout, and then joining Roderick Strong's team. And then
can they please just bring in Britt Baker because she's fucking dating Adam Cole anyway? Please, can they please bring in Britt Baker?
And then Johnny Gargano can bring in Candice LeRae. There you go.
Yes, and then have Candice LeRae versus Britt Baker. Like, come on, that's awesome match.
Get baked.
Yeah, she wouldn't be a jobber like she was on Rod and Nia that one night, but I really like that idea of that stable of Roddy, Leo Rush, and Gargano as like an underdog stable going up against Undisputed Era. I love that.
Ciampa, no. I'm gonna say no to you guys saying that in the chat. And if that actually brings up a good case. Now, if you bring in the Ciampa, Johnny Gargano is not going to be in that stable, so you kind of cut him out. And if they're going to include the title, you know what I kind of see? Roderick Strong, Aleister Black, and Drew McIntyre.
Or just add Aleister Black to Gargano or to Leo Rush and Roderick Strong. But I don't know what kind of dynamic that would be. But
it's weird. But I do like the first team. If Ciampa's not ready to come back in time, they should probably do something like that. But yeah, I kind of see maybe Roddy bringing his own stable to go against them if they don't do the heel turn way. So that'd be interesting. We'll see how it plays. But again, we're in for a long build, which is good. A lot of people don't like the long build stuff. That's why they avoid NXT. They hate having to wait so long. But I love that. I'm one of those guys that I want a long, slow builded feud because it means more in the end. You feel it in the end because when you get to that end and you get to that match, it just you wonder why. Like it's like the main roster people and the main roster creative wonder why people are so invested in it and how it almost makes every takeover match of the year is because of the long build. It's the build to that match that makes the match. It makes up almost the entire match is the build. You can have if you have a 1 week feud, you can't have a match of the year. You can't because there's no storytelling. Yeah, there's no build. There's nothing.
Roman Cena thing was 2 weeks?
3 at the most.
But Triple H was on Stone Cold's podcast a while back, and he said I love slow burns. I think that the payoff is massive at the end, and I'm glad that he's running NXT before that fact right there.
Mm-hmm. It sucks, man.
Yeah, that's gonna be a sick. I don't know, feud, I guess, with Roderick Strong and Undisputed Era if it does happen.
I don't want to understand how the main roster creative don't see how good NXT is. They have to. They have to be sitting there and reading the internet comments and just saying, "Holy fuck!" Look, they're putting on matches of the night, and we're doing shit all. We think we're putting on matches of the night, and clearly it's not because look at half the arena, man. Half the arenas are not even there anymore. It's because they don't care anymore because they know they're gonna get the same crap they've been getting for the last year. So why should they care? And why should they show up? They can just save their money for NXT TakeOver and watch a better show from start to finish. 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Just as long as SmackDown TakeOver beats the main roster combined. Sad. Anyways, we're going to move on here. Regal was also backstage after this. And we had an announce that next week, and then while he was saying next week, Iconic interrupted William Regal and saying, "Oh, we know what you're going to say. We know that you're about to say Billie Kay is added to the Fatal 4-Way match, and Iconic is part of the championship match." Regal says, yes, Billie Kay is in the match, but she is in the Battle Royal next week to determine the 4th person in the Fatal 4-Way match. So Billie Kay, and among others, of mix of all NXT talent and the people from the Mae Young Classic are going to be in a massive battle royal next week to determine the number 1 contender for the to determine the last spot for the women's championship match, Fatal 4-Way at NXT TakeOver Houston, and I think that's actually going to be the main event next week. So I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see who they actually pick for the 4th person to be added to this match, because it's Kairi Sane, it's Peyton Royce, and Ember Moon.
Here, I'm gonna pull up the graphic of on Twitter here of the match next week, and I'm gonna see who they have in the graphic. I don't know if they'll bring anyone that's not in the graphic back. So here it is. We got Aaliyah, I can see. Okay, so I forget her name. She's in the Mae Young Classic. We got Candice LeRae, Taynara Conti, Lacey Evans, Bianca Belair, Billie Kay, Dakota Kai. I forget her name. It's the one girl that's supposed to be the rumored Sister Abigail, isn't it? I guarantee the crowd's going to be chanting Sister Abigail. That's going to be hilarious. Shayna Baszler's in it. Bunch of other girls in the Mae Young Classic.
Is that new Indian wrestler in it?
I don't know if that's her. There's one girl in the end here. I don't know if it's her or not. I want to say it is, but I think she's in it too. What's her name? She faced I forget her name. It escapes me. She's right next to Aaliyah in the picture, but this looks like a stacked battle royal next week. So I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 women.
Is Sonya Deville in it?
No, I don't see her. Maybe she'll be in it. No, well, she already got her shot to go into that match, so I don't think she's going to be in it.
Oh.
So it's gonna be everyone else. So lots of Mae Young Classic people and a couple like the NXT people I can only see are Shayna Baszler sorta, but she was in the Mae Young Classic. But Billie Kay and Aaliyah are like the only women in this picture that were on NXT like the entire time besides everyone else.
Yeah. Well,
So-
I think Shayna Baszler's probably going to get it then.
That'd be interesting, and it can build more from that Shayna Baszler and Kairi Sane
Yeah.
from the Mae Young Classic around that too. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah. I'm going with Shayna Baszler for sure.
Yep. Oh, Ricochet. Oh man, I can't wait for Ricochet to come to NXT. I really hope he does, because I know they won't hold back on him in NXT, maybe the main roster, but King Ricochet coming to NXT will probably be like the best thing to happen in a long time. That's going to be a huge. I know WWE's going to do a big deal around Ricochet joining NXT. So he's going to be shoot right up to the main event. So I don't think it's going to happen yet. His contract's not done, I think, until January-ish. So maybe around that time we'll get the rumblings. Maybe he does sign with NXT. But I know he's come out and said he wants to work for the WWE. So the day King Ricochet gets signed with WWE, I'm going to mark out. I don't care. The guy is an incredible piece of talent. Incredible.
And he's also dating Tessa Blanchard, so.
Yep.
Another
Nikki's not in
wrestling
it.
there.
Cupid. Nikki's on it because she's already had her title shot 2 weeks ago. If
Nikki
you were in
Bella?
it, no, Nikki Cross. Anyways, I guess it's all the women that haven't had a shot yet at a chance to be into this match. So
I think Nikki Cross is too invested in this Undisputed Era and sanity thing right now, so.
yeah. So we moved on. We had Raul Mendoza, who was in the Cruiserweight Classic and faced Brian Kendrick in the first round. Ronaldo says he's trying to make a name for himself here in NXT.
It sounds like an washed up MLB pitcher.
Raul Mendoza up to the plate.
Oh. Pitcher, not batter.
Oh, sorry.
Anyways.
He had to face Aleister Black, so he's trying to make a name for himself, and fuck, he's got a hard test here with Aleister Black.
Yeah, it's not like beating Sin Cara. I mean, Aleister Black's actually a legit person that you have to beat.
Yeah, tough test. But Velveteen Dream comes out of nowhere through the crowd, and he grabs Aleister Black's jacket and then puts it on to try to distract Aleister Black. And the distraction didn't work, but damn, Mendoza had a kind of a good showing in the first couple of moves in the match. He kind of dominated the beginning of this match, and he looked good, man. He's got that luchador wrestling technique and that luchador style, so... I mean, I can see him being on 205 Live maybe in the future if they decide to use him, because it's interesting how they just brought him here out of the black. I don't know if there's just like a one spot for Aleister Black, and Velveteen, it kind of seems like he's just one of those put-in spots. But he had a good showing for the beginning of the match. But Black battles extremely hard and aggressive, basically pissed at Velveteen coming out here and wearing his jacket. And he builds enough momentum to set up his finisher, and literally, and I tweeted about this, he kicked Mendoza's head like clean off. I swear I don't see any head. There was no head there anymore after he gave the black mass. Like, the snap, I can't do it loud enough, man. It was louder than I could ever try to do with my hands clapping. It was like the loudest snap I've ever heard. And Aleister Black wins, and he does his pose in the middle of the ring. Velveteen Dream slowly creeping up the ramp, still waiting for him to turn and look at him and acknowledge him. And he doesn't. But, as Aleister Black is leaving through the curtain, Black turns his head. So Velveteen Dream doesn't see it, but Black turned his head, and it looks like he's slowly getting to Aleister Black, Velveteen Dream. So I like the story building. I really, really like the story behind this. And I'm liking that they're building around Velveteen Dream, trying to get Black to notice Velveteen Dream. So I think these guys are going to have an epic match. Like, it's going to be really good once we get it. And it's going to be at TakeOver Houston for sure. So I'm really looking forward. It's going to be one of those undercard matches where it's actually going to be really good and the crowd's going to get invested in it. It's going to be like Gargano and Cien Almas at the last TakeOver event. Like, people are going to be like, damn.
Let me just say that Velveteen Dream definitely does not turn me on when he comes out there, Cupid Girl. Definitely not. Velveteen Dream makes me feel uncomfortable. I'm sorry. I can handle like Tyler Breeze and his character. Like, Velveteen Dream is a little too over the top for me. Like, I just can't. That's my personal opinion. But I mean, him versus Aleister Black is probably going to be a good match at War Games. So
Dude, these guys are building a really, really good story. I'm invested. Trust me. And I'm already invested in Aleister Black because that guy is freaking insane. That guy's like the craziest wrestler I've ever seen. His kicks are like, you talk about strong style Nakamura. This guy probably has harder kicks than Nakamura, and that's saying a lot. So we'll see what happens with Aleister Black and Velveteen Dream when the time comes, and it looks like it'll be Houston for War Games. So after this, we had the interview with Drew McIntyre. So I was really looking forward to this because I wanted to know what was going on with Drew McIntyre and what the story is behind him in the NXT title. So this is what I have written down in my notes here. They talked about him being NXT champion, saying a lot of people say that it's their dream, but he actually did say that this was his dream to get to NXT and win the title, and his dream came true. He talks about his past WWE run, being released from his dream job, and how much he struggled when he was let go. Basically, the struggle of him telling himself that he's being let go from his dream job and having to tell his parents. And he says like him telling his dad was probably the saddest thing he's ever done because he's never had another job before this one. Like when he first got signed when he was 21 years old, that was his first job ever. He said that was it. And then when he had to tell his dad it was that he's being let go from WWE, he said it was like the hardest thing he's ever had to do. And which was even more harder was he had to tell his wife, who I guess he said exactly 4 days before his release, him and his wife bought a brand new house and they just moved into one. That's insane.
Well, if you remember him at NXT St. Catharines, he like broke character during the whole hurricane thing. So like his wife and kid are back at home, and it was a very hard time for him. So
yeah.
But yeah, Drew McIntyre getting really personal in this interview.
Yeah, he said he worked himself to the bone, and it worked himself to the bone to come back and become champion, and now he's here as champion. And as they're about to go into something else, Selena Vega interrupts, and it says she's taking over the interview, and I'm like, oh, getting spicy. Getting very spicy. And then she goes right off the bat and says Drew and CN have a lot in common, but not about failing and falling flat on their faces. So basically, Vega poking fun at Drew's struggle through the WWE and saying CN is they have a lot in common, but CN doesn't have that in common. She says he is CN is a threat to Drew McIntyre among the others that are coming for the title. And Drew says that I will fight anytime, anywhere. So go ask Mr. Regal if this guy wants a title fight. She turns around and says that Drew obviously has the better pull being the champion, so why doesn't he go tell Mr. Regal about their match? And then finally, Drew McIntyre tells Vega, maybe next time you bring Cien Almas and he can tell me face-to-face, and then I'll grant him his championship match. So, wow. Andre Cien Almas looks like he's the next in line for the NXT championship, which is awesome.
A well-deserved person getting a title shot?
Yep. Shocking. What? Hold up. Let's hold the phone. Everyone calm down here. Let's just chill. Hold up. Someone deserving is getting a title shot. Oh wait, this is not the main roster. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I thought this was the old Lowdown show. Oh man, I'm sorry. This is NXT. I forgot this happens all the time. Get a clue, main roster. Give your talent that deserve a title shot a title shot. Hey, look at this. It's working because now people are invested in Cien Almas and actually come out and say he deserves a title shot because he does. This guy's worked his ass off the last 2 years, finally got a manager with him, and people are like starting to notice him more, and his in-ring technique has just gotten better over the years. So I'm glad he's getting his title shot. Not sure how he's going to have chemistry with Drew McIntyre. That's going to be a tough one, although I still think they can put on a good match. But I'm liking the fact that they're giving Cien Almas a title shot here. So,
agreed, 100%.
And Vega's an awesome manager, like Greg says in the chat here. Vega's an insane manager, and she's becoming really, really, really good in my books. Like she's gained the ranks basically in my eyes. You can have a manager, but you can have like the shittiest manager in the world, like Paul Ellering, who I think does fucking nothing for authors.
Vega's actually making a difference for Almas, and that's funny because his theme song is called "Making a Difference."
Wow. Puns
but
everywhere.
I mean, Almas has been there for a long time. He's been gaining a lot of momentum with his heel turn, and he's had great matches with Gargano and things like that. And I think he's good. He's gonna have a good match with McIntyre. I think he deserves it as McIntyre waits for the whole Adam Cole thing to take form. But I think Almas is deserving of this spot, even if it's only a one-time thing. I think he deserves to show what he has in the title match.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd love to see Almas as a champion.
No.
Again, if we said it before, if they had a mid-card title, maybe you can get a good run with that.
NXT needs something else, man.
It's tough.
Like, they have all these matches every week, and they don't fight for anything. Like, they make them good, but, like, if they had, like, a mid-card title, it would make it even better. Like, they need to start fighting for something.
So there you go, guys. We don't always just think NXT is perfect. There's the one flaw. There's one of the flaws that NXT has. There's nothing perfect in WWE. NXT is great. It's got good booking and good storytelling, but it's got flaws, too, like this. Like, it needs a mid-card title, 100%. A lot of people say it doesn't and it would overdo it. No. They need a mid-card title. I know there's a lot of good stories, and it's crazy how we can see good stories develop without a title being on the line, but eventually it's just going to need a mid-card title in for these guys to actually fight for something. So,
because there's like 3 matches a week that they're not fighting for anything more than just pride.
So move on. I'll talk about it because Corporate Cappy refuses. You can talk about the other guy, but we got this guy, Cassius Ono, basically by the time Corporate Cappy tuned in to NXT. And he was going up against a guy named, if I can say this right, Cesar Bononi.
Cesaro?
Cesar Bononi, he's I guess he's Portuguese or he's Brazilian. I think he's the same thing. But anyways, Cesaro, I guess he's an up-and-coming star in NXT, and he's also trying to make a name for himself. The guy is 6'6", and he's in fantastic shape, and he holds an upset victory over Cien Almas, according to the commentators. So Cesar Bononi trying to make his name for himself against Cassius Ono, and he doesn't, because it's probably one of the most terrible matches I've ever seen. Good showing by Bononi in the first part. Like, he did have a couple moves in, he got a couple moves in, but then we had the cringeness of Cassius Ono and his comeback, and that was it. He won. End of story. Cool. They keep talking about him building momentum. The big show of NXT.
Exactly. Yeah. That's exactly what I said for Cassius Ono. But
like, I don't hate the guy. I'm like, he's not doing anything for me right now, and he's not. They keep talking about him building up wins, but they don't do anything with him. So why do I have to invest my time? Why do I actually have to care about Cassius Ono if you're going to do nothing with him? So don't care. Oh no, don't care.
Yep, you can move on.
Okay, we'll move on. And then we get into the main event of Undisputed Era versus Sanity. And I was hyped for this match. Again, like I said last week, my prediction didn't come true. I said that maybe this match wasn't going to happen. There was going to be a brawl, and then we weren't going to get the actual match until War Games. But I was wrong. We actually had the match, and I was happy we had the match. We had Undisputed Era versus Sanity, and Sanity just taking advantage from the get-go, just literally like all 3 members getting tagged in and just taking advantage of Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, while Adam Cole kind of just sat back and, kind of stayed untouched, which was, I love that. I love the heel cockiness of Adam Cole and him basically letting his bodyguards, if you will, do all the dirty work. But I really enjoyed this match. It was actually a really good match. Basically, like, chaos everywhere. Like, everywhere you looked, there was chaos, man. There wasn't a dull point in this match. Like, it was great.
Even, like, Killian Dane, man. Like, at one point in the match, he did a spot where he grabbed Fish and O'Reilly and did a fallaway slam and a Samoan drop at the same time.
That was insane. I'm sitting there going, Killian Dane? This guy is seriously underrated, man.
He got a hot tag, and he came in there, and he was, like, flying for a big guy, man.
Yeah. Like, that was, like, the beginning of almost the end. Like, Killian gets the hot tag, they're building momentum, and I'm like, oh, shit, maybe Sanity will actually pull off the match. And then we get the sound. I can't even make the sound, but we get the authors of... Oh, shit, we're doing a review. Authors of Sleep come out with the greatest manager of all time, Paul Ellering.
Yeah. Can you play crickets? That's what I felt.
Yeah. Let me redo that. The greatest manager of all time, Paul Ellering.
Wow. Talk about a guy that adds nothing to a team that's already boring.
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I don't care about the Authors of Pain.
There you go. You want to say that we kiss NXT's ass? I can't stand Authors of Pain.
Yeah, we can't. We just can't. I can't. I seriously, I would love to argue with Cappy about this and get on Authors of Pain's back, but I honestly can't. They're literally build up NXT to be Roman Reigns' future bodyguards. Plain and simple.
Terrible. I would rather just see Undisputed Era and Sanity go at it because that's actually a legit faction feud. I love it. But you just throw Authors of Pain in there, like it brings it down a level for me. Like I don't get as excited.
And it's bringing the War Games thing, and now if they're doing the double ring thing, there you go. There's what we were talking about earlier. Looks like Bobby Fish is probably going to get his faction together, and then we're going to get that War Games match. You're going to have 4 teams, 2 rings, 2 cages. There you go. There's our War Games match. Or sorry.
It's like, what?
I got the notes up and I'm reading. That's why. Roderick Strong. We're gonna have Roderick Strong's team. We're gonna have AOP, and we're gonna have Sanity and Undisputed Era. 4 teams, War Games match, 2 rings, 2 cages. Let's do this.
Personally, I think they should just replace Bobby Fish and Undisputed Era with like Roderick Strong, and then have Bobby Fish start his own stable with the Vaudevillains because they all look the same with their stupid mustaches they got going on there. Anyways, but yeah, I agree that War Games match is gonna be good. I just not a fan of Authors of Pain. Like they don't do anything for me.
Yep.
And I mean, they ended the show with first after Killian Dane and Eric Young and Alexander Wolf basically kicked the shit out of Undisputed Era. They were cornering Adam Cole, and they were about to give him like their finisher together. And then we heard Authors of Pain. They came out and they attacked Sanity to end the show as Undisputed Era crawled up the ring.
Yep. And then they had the end of the, you know what I mean? Oh God, I'm losing my train of thought. The end of the match, we had Authors of Pain. That's it. I lost their names for a second. That's how much I like them. I lose their name. They held Paul Ellering gave them the titles to hold up, saying we want these back. You know what I mean? Yeah,
and they grab the title, say they want them back. So they're not going up to the main roster yet, which is, I mean, I really don't know. I think I'd rather them on the main roster, get them fuck away from NXT.
We're probably going to get them soon. I think maybe TakeOver Houston's the last one. That's probably going to be their last TakeOver. Maybe, or maybe we get them for another year again. Who knows?
Great.
Maybe Vince doesn't want them back up yet.
It'd be stupid if they won the titles back. Like, these guys are young, but I can't. Like, they don't have that it factor for me.
No, I can't. Again, I know what you're talking about, and I just thought of something that's probably going to be the cringiest thing ever, and if we saw that at WrestleMania, I don't know how I'd feel. I think the place would riot, Cappy. Like, I honestly think there'd be chairs and shit flying everywhere if this happens. Now, listen to this. We're going to get Brock versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, right? It's going to happen. It's inevitable now. AOP debuts at WrestleMania and helps Roman win the title. Creating the most massive heat Roman Reigns will ever get in his entire career and officially launching him into heel.
Well,
could you imagine the heat that Roman Reigns would get?
We're already walking out if that's the main event.
But could you imagine if that happens? Dude, people are gonna be throwing shit. This is gonna be like Hogan joining NWO all over again. People are just gonna be fucking throwing whatever they can grab at the ring. Like, but again, that would be a smart way if they're gonna. That would make Roman Reigns a legit heel, and they could roll with that. Because right now this tweener nonsense is cringe, and it's adding to the shoving him down our throats thing. But could you imagine that fucking happening?
I mean, it kind of would be interesting for Roman if they're going to turn him heel, but I just don't see it happening right now.
Yeah, but it's just a little cringe theory.
Yeah, I mean, Roman getting that huge heat at the end of the show.
God.
Interesting.
But that's how NXT ends. We get the Authors of Bore holding up the titles while Undisputed Era looks on from the stage, and they're kind of looking like going, oh, shit, like, we forgot about this team. Like, what are we going to do about this team?
Not the best ending, but it did build towards that War Games match.
Yep. I'm liking it.
So NXT building towards a pay-per-view. Wow.
Shocked. Okay, sorry, rephrase that. building properly. Building the right way. Not just throwing whatever comes up on the board out there and hoping someone likes it and hoping the casuals will like it.
Yeah, like putting Braun in a random-ass steel cage against Roman Reigns to add
Makes
Kane
sense.
to the team.
Yep. Oh, it makes sense. I agree.
Wow.
Anyways, guys, that's NXT's reviews, but we'll get into that part of the show, and that is the list of 10.
10.
You know what? You know what happens? You know what's gonna happen? You just made the list!
That's right. Welcome to the list of 10, the part of the show where myself and Corporate Cappy have our superstar of the week from NXT that gets a perfect 10, or that makes the list. And we'll start off, as always, with our very own Corporate Cappy.
My 10 superstar of the week is going to be the Big Red Machine. No, I'm kidding.
I almost hit the get off the air button. I almost hit it. I was that close. That freaking close. I was that close. I almost hit it. You're lucky. Anyways, who's your actual perfect 10 superstar of NXT?
Okay.
NXT. We're in the remix right here, guys, on the screen. Remix with NXT. That's
Well,
what
I missed half the show, so like.
Give me someone from the other half of the show.
Okay, I'll give it to Killian Dane for that
There you
sick hot tag that he had.
I'd give it to Killian Dane. I mean, even the spot he pulled earlier in the match.
I'll give it to Killian Dane for that hot tag and coming in, getting the Samoan drop with the fall-away slam, looking like a beast, showing that he can move around the ring for a big guy. So Killian Dane this week gets my perfect
10.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I like that. I like Killian Dane getting that perfect 10. My perfect 10, this one's a toughie for me because I had a couple in mind. You know what? No, I won't do that. That'd be bad. I'm going to give it to Drew McIntyre. It's an interesting pick, but I did know semi about his life story. But now him coming out and saying stuff like that and giving us the life story of Drew McIntyre and trying to get people invested in him. Like, I know the reason why they were doing that. So now we know. I think we have Drew McIntyre is a babyface. Like, full-out babyface now. I love that the way they did it. They had him come out and basically give, like, his struggling life story of getting to NXT, his struggles he had in the main roster in the past, and him basically, like trying to make you believe, too. Like, he's like, a lot of people say that it's a dream to get the NXT Championship, but no, this was actually my dream. And saying, like, literally 4 days. He's like, it's not fake. I'm not just, like, saying this, like, fake. 4 days before I got quit, we bought a house. Like, basically just letting it out on the line and trying to get people on his side and making people feel sympathetic for him. I love that. I love that. That whole interview was great, and his rebuttals to Selena Vega saying, like, you know what, you want your wrestler to have a title shot. How about you bring him to my face and you ask me in my face instead of sending you for that title shot. And I really like that interview by Drew McIntyre. Man, he's slowly growing on me as a good NXT champion. I mean, he's already a good wrestler. So as for that, Drew McIntyre, you get a perfect
10.
That's right.
Yeah, it was kind of like the whole Roderick Strong life story thing to try to get you invested in him, except it didn't really work out right now because he doesn't really have a character. Yeah, Drew McIntyre makes sense though. I like that interview this week.
I'll give him the 10 this week. I can already tell what your list moment's going to be. Like, I don't even have to guess or take a wild guess what it is this week.
It's going to be Cassius Ohno, shocker of the week.
Shocker of the week. There, you heard it here first. Cassius Ohno.
I'm not even going to go into it. He's just the list moment of the week, and for that,
You know what? You just made the list!
he deserves nothing else for me to say about him. He's just bad.
Short and sweet, just like his match, except for the sweet part. It wasn't too sweet. Oh shoot, I can't put that on camera. I'll get a cease and desist. I can't do that. Shoot. Oh, well, we're screwed. This is the last episode of Lowdown Show, guys. Sorry.
Yeah. Got any of those cease and desists handy?
Big E.
Looking Big E. So who's your list superstar of the week?
This was a toughie because a lot happened that was good on NXT.
Authors of Pain. What about
It's tough. It's tough. I'm going to give my list moment.
Can you give the list moment to something on the main roster?
You know what? Since NXT was good from start to finish for me, and I can't think of anything that bad, I can't really give it to them not having a mid-card title because it's not like they're going to have one next week all of a sudden. So my list moment is going to the main roster. Yes, I'm bringing the main roster into the NXT.
Now,
review.
which one? There's two big candidates right this week.
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. My list moment is going to Jinder Mahal asking or challenging Brock Lesnar for Survivor Series and basically ruining basically ruining the entire Survivor Series pay-per-view, ruining the main event of Survivor Series, ruining any credibility that he is trying to gain as being WWE champion, which in my books he lost when he first won the title. He's just bad. I can't stand Jinder Mahal as WWE champion anymore. I can't. He's cringe. Can't wrestle. He can't talk. He's all that in a ball. I say it every goddamn week on the show and every goddamn show we do on this podcast. I'm sick and tired of Jinder Mahal. I'm done with it. He's done, and just for that, because he comes out and challenges Brock Lesnar for whatever reason, because that makes a lot of sense, because the main roster always makes sense. No, they don't. For that,
You know what? You just made the list.
Jinder Mahal makes the list. See, like, I can't talk anymore about it because I literally feel like I'm going to throw up talking about Jinder Mahal. Like, I can feel the vomit coming up.
Again, him and Brock Lesnar. One of them's going to get buried, and one of the titles is going to look like
it makes no
junk.
sense. You people that out there, I've seen it on Twitter. You people that say that you're interested. People were like excited about this. I don't know how. Both outcomes of this match ruin both of them, and it buries whatever title loses. One, if you have Jinder win, bye-bye any momentum Brock Lesnar just gained for the entire year of 2017. The Goldberg match is anything with Brock Lesnar gone out the window because he just lost to Jinder Mahal. Two, if you have Brock Lesnar win this match, any momentum you want Jinder Mahal as your WWE champion and any momentum you want to build back with him and making him credible, out the door. It was already out the door when he won the title. Well, it's out the door again. And now you've lost anything to build into his live event. You make anything into his live event credible going into December if you make him lose to Brock Lesnar. So there you go. Two sides here that don't make sense and you're going to put into a match. Way to go, WWE. You guys are such great bookers. Oh my God, why am I complaining so much? I should just accept it and drink the WWE Kool-Aid and lick Vince McMahon's ass like everyone else does. No. Sorry, I'm not that person. No.
And again, Brock Lesnar already kicked the shit out of Jinder Mahal when he was in 3MB in like 2 seconds. So what makes the difference now? Because he took steroids?
Yep. Because he has a good physique. He's WWE champion. Oh, I'm sorry. So does that mean if I get in good shape and I start taking steroids, can I be WWE champion? Does that make me a good WWE champion? It must, because Jinder Mahal's doing the same fucking thing. All he is a good-looking dude. Sorry, he's got a good body, and that's it. There's nothing else that makes him a good WWE champion. You can't sit here and tell me nothing. There's nothing. Don't fucking argue with me. There's nothing.
Again, a U.S. champion, great. That would be a great character to have as your U.S. champion.
Exactly.
And it'd probably get him more heat than he's getting now.
Jinder Mahal is
WWE
U.S. champion.
Doesn't matter.
I don't care who he faces. That'd be great in my books. Because he's WWE champion, I don't give a fuck. You just ruined the WWE title. That's supposed to be your number 1, and it's not. It's your like number 5 now.
Thank God we're not going to this Survivor. Imagine this was the one in Toronto last year, and it was Jinder versus Brock as the main event.
You'd actually see me walk out. I'd have you videotape us walking out.
At least it was Oldberg versus Brock Lesnar last time.
And a crazy moment where we didn't really see the match ending in 30 seconds. Like, that was nuts.
Yeah, the pay-per-view ended like a half hour early.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So I know we didn't get a chance to do tweets, but I think just like, I don't know how he does it, but Michael Chow was able to send in a tweet for the show today. And I know it's only one tweet. Shout out to Michael Chow. I'm not going to play your theme song, unfortunately. I know I should. I have to keep my word. You know, I'll play a little bit snippet of it. All right, here's Michael Chow's theme song. That's right, it's Michael Chow's theme song. And the reason why he has that theme song is because he won our 2016 Fan of the Year for No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast. And if you guys out there want your theme song, all you have to do is win our 2017 Fan of the Year. And you get to pick your own theme song, and I will play it before every time I read one of your tweets for the show. So in order to win 2017 Fan of the Year. All you have to do is interact with us on Twitter, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to us on YouTube, interact with us. Everyone is eligible to win who interacts with the podcast, and we take everyone's name into consideration, and we have the vote and the unveiling at our NHBWP Slammy Awards in December, which is coming up 2 months. So we got to get those names to get building up, and they're doing some judging there, Corporate Cappy.
Sure do. I've already got most of the document made. I haven't added some of the newer matches and things like that, but
Great, we know what your theme's going to be. I already know. It's that obvious, and it's that glorious. Anyways, Michael Chow's tweet that he sent in right at the last minute. If the main roster booked Drew McIntyre versus Adam Cole next week, Drew McIntyre versus Undisputed Era the week after, Drew McIntyre versus Undisputed Era, and Kane climbs through the ring. Okay, so not even a question, just like a general input, which is true. It's just freaking hilarious because it probably would happen like that. So thank you, Michael Chow, for your last-minute tweet there and sending it to the show. I know we did this last minute. Unfortunately, we couldn't do it tomorrow due to scheduling reasons, so we had to do it right after NXT tonight. And it's going to be up for you guys tonight. As soon as I'm done this, I'm going to put the video. I'm going to make the video version. It will be up on Stitcher, Spreaker, and iTunes as soon as we're done recording here. So if you guys watch this on YouTube, it might take it a little bit. So sorry if it gets out to you late. But
we want to talk about 2K18 coming out tonight.
So yeah, 2K18. So if you guys seen, I did a live stream yesterday at night, spontaneous, out of the blue, just so I can show you guys 2K18 and get my first-hand experience on it. It's a good game. There is a little bit of flaws here and there, like I've seen on Twitter and people talking about. I see the flaws. We did a Universal Championship Gold Rush tournament to determine who's going to be my Universal Champion for my own Universe mode, which I'm probably going to do some streaming for. Ends up being Finn Balor. It was a crazy, crazy tournament. Match of the tournament was AJ Styles versus Seth Rollins in the semifinal match. It was insane. Cappy, like I'm telling you, like there was multiple finishers, multiple kickouts, and even we had Tiffany from Dadass Podcast in there, which is a good podcast. Go follow Dadass Podcast. We had Glorious Greg.
The chat actually.
Oh, she just joined the chat. So Tiffany from Dadass Podcast, guys, Relationship Podcast. They'll be on tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure you tune in on YouTube Live. She was in the Twitch stream last night, and Glorious Greg was there. Cupid Girl was there, and they watched the Seth versus AJ Styles semifinal match, and it was freaking insane. Like, it was definitely match of the tournament. Crazy, crazy, crazy. And I'm going to do some more Twitch, guys. Since we're not doing the Lowdown show tomorrow night, I'll be doing some twitching tomorrow night. I'm going to do the rest of the titles for my Universe mode, so look out for that. I'm not sure when I'm going to start twitching, maybe around 6 p.m., a little bit after dinner. Kind of want to eat before I start twitching and getting the drinks ready, because Twitch takes a long time. Like, I twitched for an hour and a half yesterday, hour and 45 minutes, to do that whole entire Universe mode tournament. So it was great. So my Universal Champion's Finn Balor.
Oh, Finn Balor.
Tiffany loved the way I said Finn Balor yesterday. She was dying. She's like, Finn Balor? I'm like, yeah,
it's Kurt Angle.
Yeah. Start twitching.
Yeah.
Not twerking, twitching.
Update for Sunday's show with Tiffin here. We got James from Dadass Podcast.
Oh, that's right. Thank you for reminding me, Corporate Cappy. Guys, WWE Headlines, you know, the new revamped news and rumor show. Sunday Night Heat is gone, so we don't get that cease and desist letter. We're revamping it to WWE Headlines. We use our own WWE logo. We use our own Headlines logo. Basically, this Sunday, I'm going to have a special guest, and it's going to be a collab edition of the whole Headlines. It's going to be James, who is one of the hosts for Dadass Podcast, along with Tiffany. James from Dadass Podcast, guys, extremely good podcast. I love their podcast. It's all about relationships, and every Thursday they go live on YouTube. Please go check them out and support them. They're a fan of our podcast, and we are a fan of their podcast. Podcasting world coming together. But James is going to be a special guest host with me on I was going to call it Sunday Night Heat. There will be Headlines this Sunday, and we have a lot to talk about. Me and James are probably going to rant mostly about the show, about the main roster right now, and we're going to go over the news articles that are trending this week in the WWE. So you want to tune in for that. It's going to be this Sunday. I haven't decided on time yet. Me and James are working out on a time. It will be on YouTube Live. So you're going to see our glorious faces.
But yeah, 2K. I mean, my first impressions of it was I didn't even play. I just went through and looked at the rosters and took that picture for you guys on Instagram. Go follow No Holds Barred on Instagram. Made that like dream match of my girls kicking the shit out of Kyle's girls, which
we
happens in
will
real life too.
We will stream together. We will stream this match. This is going to go down, no matter what.
And whatever happens, we all know who's going to win anyway because they're also the higher overalls.
Yeah. Oh, James is in the chat now. What's going on, baby?
Baby. But yeah, some of those community creations, man. Like they had like Donald Trump in there. There was like the stable of like Elmo, Cookie Monster, and Oscar the Grouch.
Wait, what? Wait, what was that stable you found on 2K18? What was it?
Elmo, Oscar the Grouch, and Cookie Monster. The dude made all three of them, and they're like a stable. I
wonder what kind of entrance they have. What do you think they have? The wide entrance, shield entrance? I think they have the wide entrance. I'm gonna download them, and I'm gonna see what entrance they have. Maybe I'll do it on Twitch tomorrow.
Oh my god! Can we just start a series of just stupid community creations rosters?
Yeah, we're gonna do that. We have that in mind, guys, because we know so far every year the community creation, there's some beauties in there. Me and Corporate Cappy are going to do a Twitch series of where we just react. We're gonna sit together. We're gonna sit there and go through some crazy shit that in the creations and just react to them. And maybe we'll comment on some of them because you're able to comment. Maybe we'll send messages to the creators. But we're going to full out react to that shit. And it's gonna be funny.
In the arenas, oh my god.
Yeah.
Just something different, We got to bring new content to the WWE 2K, scene.
So we got that. We got my Universe mode, which I already have Finn Balor as my Universal Champion. Finally getting that Universal title. And you want to know what's funny? You know what we did? The finals was Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor. Can you guess where we had the match?
The John Cena Arena? I don't know.
No. Think about the history between Finn Balor and Seth Rollins. Where do you think we made the match be? Because the whole tournament, we did it at Halloween Havoc because the month of October, it's Halloween.
It was in Brooklyn, wasn't it?
Yep. The exact arena, SummerSlam 2016. It's in the game. So we made them have their finals match at SummerSlam.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And Finn Balor comes out on top. Unfortunately, there was no spot where someone broke their shoulder. It was a very uneventful finals, man. The computer just dominated the shit out of me, and it took one coup de grace, and that was it. Just like that.
And the main event classic.
Main event classic. I'm still working on. I got to get these recorded. It's gonna take some time with that, unfortunately, because I want to get a lot of this stuff out to you guys, and it's just you bundle up all this content right now. I can't. My head's gonna explode, guys. So stay tuned for that main event classic. It'll come out eventually. I want to make sure that's good. That's one thing I'm gonna mainly work on a lot before I actually release it. I'm gonna do a lot of work on it, a lot of editing. I'm gonna make sure the commentary between myself and Cappy is just right. We're gonna make that great for you guys. We're gonna make 2K18 great again, even though it just came out yesterday.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, guys, as I just said, tomorrow, look out. I'm not sure what time tomorrow for 2K18 Twitch. I'll release it. Look out on the YouTube or on the Twitter page. It'll be on somewhere around noon. I'll release what time I'm going to do it at. Probably going to be 5 or 6 o'clock Eastern time. So set your times right, and then join me on Twitch. We're going to Twitch ourselves some more Universe Mode titles. And then eventually, once I figure out all the champions, I'm going to do a actual draft. And basically, it's going to be on YouTube Live because I can't do it on the game. I can't get OBS hooked up to my Xbox for some reason. So I'll do it on YouTube, and I'm going to have a website up of a random name generator. I'm going to have all the people in the roster in there. We're going to generate rosters. And I'm going to do Raw, I'm going to do SmackDown, and I'm going to do NXT.
Cupid Girl's confused at what you said. Said, so do you mean that Finn won? Seth won the championship last night.
Oh shit! I think I was confused. I was using Finn Balor. Seth won. Okay. Yeah, I forgot. Oh, I was right, and I was like, "Oh, Tiff, looks like your guy won," but he only took one finisher, and that was it.
Wow,
I apologize.
Sure wasn't Roman Reigns with like one Superman punch?
Yeah, it was Roman Reigns in disguise. I couldn't tell, though. There's paint all over him. Oh, wait, no, that's Finn Balor. Oh, fuck. See, I'm bodging right now. I can't. See what I mean? This is what I mean. I have too much shit going on, and it's it's making me like lose my head. So one at a time, one step at a time. But the most important thing, guys, tune in this Sunday, please, to a fantastic collab edition of WWE Headlines with James from That Ass Podcast.
It has my corporate seal of approval.
It's going to be awesome. We got a lot to talk about. I'm looking forward to it. We are going to rip the WWE creative apart this Sunday. It's something you do not want to miss. Explicit content, parental advisory.
Mark Central. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. It'll be Mark Central, but we're going to also go over headlines. Not going to take that away from the show. I'm going to have all the headlines there. Me and James are going to react to what's going on this week in the news, and then we'll give our opinions on it. It's going to be a good show. It's going to be a really good show, so stay tuned.
It's going to be a big show. Just say that.
Oh, no. Oh, no. You didn't
that.
just say that. Oh, no.
All right, we're going to end the show now.
Oh, man, I love it. But, James, yes, I'm honored to have you on the show, man, too, man. Thank you. It's going to be epic. I cannot wait for this Sunday, guys. So, yeah, again, more Twitch, more 2K18, more content coming everywhere for No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast. And that is going to wrap it up for the Lowdown Show remix right here on No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast, your Canadian WWE podcast that talks about the WWE and No Holds Barred on anything we say. Pun intended. You can follow the podcast again on Twitter at No Holds Barred WP. You can follow myself at Real Kyle Masters, and you can follow my co-host at Corporate Cappy. Go give us a follow on Twitter. Make sure you go give us a follow on Instagram if you're into that sort of Instagram thing. No Holds Barred WP, all one word, is where you can find us on there. If you want to listen to us on the go, you can listen to us on iTunes, Stitcher, and Spreaker. Spreaker is a fantastic podcast app. Go download it. It's available for all Android and Apple devices, and you can chat with us live when we're live on the air through that app as well. Guys, if you want to watch the podcast, it was awesome if you support us on YouTube, youtube.com/NHBWR. There's you can find all the content. We have our podcast, unboxing videos, 2K18 stuff. Everything is going to be on there on YouTube, youtube.com/NHBWR. Give us a subscribe and hit that bell icon for all upload updates. As for that, guys, that is your NXT review for this Wednesday, October 18, 2017. I am your host, the self-proclaimed greatest host, Kyle Masters, and I'm always joined on the Lowdown Show right here by none other than my corporate co-host. He is the boss, Mr. Corporate himself. Blissful boss, sorry. Corporate Cappy.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, the show is over, unfortunately. But, guys, like always, we're reminding you to keep it on the Lowdown.
You're looking at the real deal now. Gonna kick this sorry ass out on the street. Bring it on. What you gonna do about it? Bring it on. Is that what you got? Bring it on. So what you gonna do about it? Bring it on. Gonna kick this sorry ass, but what you gonna do?